Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. We have a little voiceover. I will mention it later on in the video why I started recording and didn't hit the right button on my mic again. So here we are. Today we are going to be working on Glarey the Seasnail to join SpongeBob Scarepants and Patrick Starefishs. He's going to be made out of silk clay. That's why I have the silk clay out. I've got some bamboo skewers that I don't use initially to prop his eye stalks up with, but then I do because they flop down. And some googly eyes, because I do love me a googly eye. Plus I think they'd suit him, so that's why I rolled with him. It will be silent in patches throughout this first bit, so I can't remember everything that I waffled on about during it, but I will chip in and out with the voiceover as things come to my mind. I can continue right now, however, and let you know that I was going with similar colours to the original. I've decided that these three guys are an alternate universe group. So they're similar but not quite the same. They're ever so slightly tweaked. So I am going to stick with a blue tone foot of the sea snail and a sort of marbled pinky orangey shell. So yeah, I think that's going to be quite cool. Well, I know it is because I've seen the end already, but I can't spoil that. Yeah, I didn't hit too many snags along the way. Like I say, apart from having to rip the eyes off again. Because they were not staying erect. They were flopping down. I thought they'd be able to hold themselves, because they appeared to hold themselves when I put them together. But then, at some point during the video, I have to chase a fly away. And that's when I realised his eyes droop. So, yeah. Stalking them up from the get-go. Sometimes sticking with your original plan is best. But also, if you don't try, you don't know. So, there we are. Well, I think I'm very, very nearly up to the point where volume actually kicks in. And it'll have the natural dialogue going. So yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoy. And yeah, as I mentioned towards the end, I will pop up a little short at some point with the whole family reunited all together. So thank you so much. Have fun. He might still need these to go up there. So they are wanting to just droop forward. Now, as I was saying before I was interrupted with a nasty, nasty fly, I'm not even sure if you'd have heard me talking in the first part, because I'm pretty sure I just whipped my mic off to address a fly. And when I put it back on, it wasn't on. So there might be some voiceover going down in this one. I guess we'll all see by the time it's gone up, but I'll see by the time I get editing. That is much better though. I wanted them to go without, well, the original plan was to go with the stalks. Now it's going to puff up. That's the nature of this stuff, so I can be quite rough with the texture. Okay, that's how he is chilling right now. Let's put the blue away because we are done with that. Let's be looking at this shell of his. The only bit we don't really want is the blue. Go for those colours. We'll get a bit of that swirled through. Stick you and you. Let's stick all of that together. See what we get. We'll just let that go for one more stretch. I want it to be quite thin initially. We need it to be quite thick down the bottom here. So let's see. Then a bit like that. Yeah. Now we're going to try our best. Actually, this might be a blade job to bring. Let's have a look, see if this works. Because again, this is going to puff out. Oh, stabbed him in the eye. I'll try not to do that again. That's his starting point. Let me put that away. I think he's going to look cool when he's on his base. Now, he's a bit bigger than he would be in real life, but that, when I say real life, is a cartoon. In our world. But that does not matter. He is not from our world. This is Glareys, after all. So we're going to go and leave him to dry, because we can't do anything else to him until he is dry. Glarey the snail is just about dry, and his lovely nicks into his shell. Let's get close up on that on my phone. Have all stayed, and so for the same for the majority of the dimples in his torso. So unlike SpongeBob Scarepants and Patrick Starefishs, this guy's going to need his base done first. And he just about, because I wanted them to all be the same size, he just about fits on there fine. I have got the sort of yellowy sawdust stuff and the sand that seems to have the least amount of stones in it, though they've all crept to the top now. We'll have to just try and pick them out as we go in. So let's just glue the base up first, and then we'll look at sprinkling. So we'll start with the easy stuff, because this is all fine. Now the stuff that's not so fine, we'll just have to do this in little pinches. If I feel any lumps, move to a corner, because I know all corners but one where his tail is are going to be free. Don't want too many lumpy bits right in the middle. Right, let's hold that. Actually, leave that one open. I'm going to do that. We can give this a bit of a pat down. I am going to transfer that to the front room to dry, because we can't do anything else until it's dry. Alright, we are back with Glarey the snail. Now, he's not looking so dark at the moment, so we got to rectify that. He's a bit too chipper. So we're going to dark around the eyes. We are also possibly going to look at gunking them up a bit. First off, let's get just outright black. Some black acrylic. And we're going to very, very, very carefully dark up under the eyes. Now, we're going to let that dry before we gunk them up. I'm thinking we've got to do something with this shell. Again, to darken it up. So I'm wondering if the bloodletter glaze watered down, so I think it's going to be far too rich, unwatered down. Let's just start putting it on and find out. It's going to fall into all those grooves. But we can still see the colour. Because we didn't want to... We wanted to bring the colour down, but we didn't want to lose the colour. Bringing that out a bit, making it a bit darker. Now, I have got a blue wash and a... Oops, don't want to spill my water. I have got a blue wash and a purple wash. Right, they are both going to be darker than that. And that black will be dry already because it was sort of applied like a dry brush. So we've got Drukai Violet and Azurman Blue. Again, it's just going to be a really watery. Let's go blue. Let me move purple out of the way for a second because I know what's going to happen. I've already been tempted several times to dip this in the purple. And we might still add the purple. We'll see how this goes. Let's put the blue away. And now we'll bring purple over here. So I'm thinking if we splodge some purple around the eyes. Let it run down into the blue. It's also making his eyes even darker, which is good. Yeah, he's not looking so bright and chirper now. Let's see if we can run this down the centre. Not that heavy a drip though. We are going to have to let him dry fully before we consider doing anything else. Otherwise, it'll just lift and drag the paint where we don't want it to be. So he's going to go and chill. Okay, we are back with Glarey the snail. He is dry and looking considerably dark. So what we're going to do now is go around under there as far as we can, all around the bottom of him with the Yoo-hoo glue, and hoping that because they'll be air trapped, it'll bubble up a bit and give him a bit of an ooze. So let's get as much down there as possible. I'm expecting it to just erupt out the end at any given point. Oh, there we go. Need to get another one. Oh, yep. He's oozing. So I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze any more out of here. Oh yes I can. Now this is where I don't mind it webbing around a bit. I'll try my best not to have it fall off the edge too much, but I can always tidy that up. I think I'm going to need to get another one. That's about as spent as it's going to get. Excuse the head. Oh, there's a bubble. Getting bubbles now. I'm getting them coming out by his bum, which isn't a bad thing. He can be having a bit of a bit of the old wind there. Right, that is as spent as they come. Let's try this one. Oh, we have bubbles forming. Lovely. That is what we want. I think this one's pretty spent as well. Oh, there we go. Oh, but we have bubbles because it's nearly spent. That's good. We want bubbles. Yeah, and we want stringy bits. We're getting everything that we want. Good. More bubbles. Oh, this is definitely giving the effect we want. I think I've probably gone as far as I can with this one. Want him to ooze around. No, I didn't squeeze. Oh my days. There we go. It was going to keep coming then. It was going to keep coming. Oh, he is looking good. He's got bubbles. He's oozy. He's slimy. He's beautiful. Oh, look at him. He is back. He is looking suitably slimed up. So what we're going to do now is stick a bit of a wash around the gluey bits. A green wash. Well, it's a green glaze, so it should have a slight gloss to it. I'm going to try my best not to pop the bubbles. And this will need more than one coat. So we're just going to get it on quite thick. It's going to pool. But once the first coat is on and dry, the second one will build up a bit more. It'll grip a bit more where it already is. And his slimy, stringy bits. So I don't want to destroy them in the process. I think that's all we can do initially. I'm going to have to let that dry. Okay, Glarey is dry. A little bit of green slimage going on. Bit of the old snail trail. So just going to varnish him now. And then when we come back and he is dry, he is also done. And then he can go and join SpongeBob Scarepants. Okay, we're going to leave him to dry. I think he will just need the one coat. And Glarey the Seasnail is finally done. Check him out. He's pretty cool. I really like the shell. That looks so good. Let me get up close and personal with this guy for you all. There he is. Oops, slightly out of focus. Oh, look, he's keeping his beady eye on you. Check that shell out. How cool is that shell? It was definitely worth marking it up as we did. And his snail trail slime gunk that's spilling out from underneath him and bubbling up a bit. I'm glad we caught some bubbles. And the dimpling on the body, add a bit of texture. Try and hold this still. He's eyeballing us. Yeah. It's pretty cool. See if I can get the back of his eyes. Yeah, look at the detail. But yeah, the shell I really like. That has come out. Perhaps best of him is that shell. So yeah, he is the last of the three that I'm making at the moment anyway. I have to think of a way to subtly play with Squidward. These three came off the bat after SpongeBob Scarepants. And then we quickly had, well, in my head anyway, Patrick Starefishs. And then Glarey the snail. But what could Squidward be? He's already got a bit of a funky name. I have to have a think. But I will, shortly after this one goes up, get a shot of them all together. Probably pop it up as just a short. So yeah, our journey at the moment anyway is complete. Our little under the sea, was it sandy bottom? Again, there's not really a need to play. We could call it shady bottom. Yeah, these guys live in shady bottom. Yeah. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this. And as always, I do hope it's given you some ideas. If not, just that you've enjoyed it. And you like seeing these things being created. And if you have any suggestions, in the nature of this particular video anyway, of characters to funk up a touch, do pop them in the comments. If I can give them a go, I will. I'm always happy to give something a go at least once. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm so grateful of all your support, all your views, subscribers, not subscribers, commenters, not commenters. I thank you all, even if you just pop by to have a little look-see what it is. And on that, like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more and know when it's coming. Thank you all again so much. Let's lay him down if we can. Perfect. Take care and see you in the next one.